Good morning, everyone, my esteemed industry friends, and all the distinguished guests. Welcome to 2024 SVCA Annual Conference. It won't be a stretch to say that after the tumultuous few years, our industry is seeking to restore the equilibrium. This brings us to the theme of this year's conference, Restoring Equilibrium, Seeking Balance in a Turbulent World.
This session is actually a really interesting one. It's interesting is that actually there is uncertainty as to what is the equilibrium. Even while all this kind of tumultuous environment continues, where do we actually settle down to?
Historically, at GIC, how have you thought about allocations?
We think of market neutral based on investment velocity. Get the investment velocity across the world and we say, how much is Asia?
Our business has changed a lot in the last 10 years. We're investing across multiple funds in Asia.
I could see the next step could be a further evolution of the trend is that many of these, the bigger buyout shop may set up specialized funds just to do specific sector.
Globalization is taking a different new normal. It's going to be more confederation by sectors. So critical technologies, you're going to have a confederation of supply chains that looks different from China.
Give us a bit of a retrospective, your observations in the last 10, 12 years, and where are these next generation of entrepreneurs going to come from?
Running entrepreneurship is super hard. You work really hard and you need homogeneous market.
Well, so at the end of the day, we're able to do the reconciliation. We get the data, we get the cash. So that's where the idea came about.
When it improves the investment edge of the manager, it's generally in the interest of the fund as well.
My startup is in the market for 10 years, but the market in 10 years has gone 3 cycles.
I've been in the family office environment now for 8 years, but I think you really learn the family dynamics are so important, and sometimes people look at the person that's running the family office and they say, well, congratulations, but often it's a duty and sometimes a bit of a burden.
Really aware of the environment, that you need to manage many things, including the risks of certain things, and how do you actually create a much more clean-cut, not messy takeover. The era already informed how we're going to do. What we need to do is go out and create it, because humanity is a co-creation process.
For those of you who are not yet seated and are basically leading the roundtables, may I invite you to your designated roundtable? Believes this time is different again? A show of hands.
I remain an optimist. I do think this time is different, even though we're kind of returning to something we've seen in the past. But I do think that sort of human collaboration will prevail.
Me, personally, it's a cause for concern in that we're seeing things repeat themselves. People forget what happened. And I think people forget the horrors of war. They forget the fact that we went through, they take a lot of things for granted.
While our asset classes remain largely the same, the question is, do we serve our asset classes or do our asset classes serve us?
It's still the same. And a mere 200 years ago, we had the steam-powered engines and America, which now sounds a bit like China.